Hello and welcome to Cavaliers Corner. I'm Logan Smith with head coach Dan Pfeiffer, and Dan took a tough one at Hillsdale. Really good team up there, though.
Yeah, they're solid. We knew it going into it. We said they're a team that's not going to beat themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they didn't. And we gave them some points. Especially early on, we had 2 turnovers that led to 14 points for them and got ourselves in a hole quickly. And then that's not a good recipe. Against those guys that you're trying to count on getting turnovers from them, and that's something that they don't do. But I think defensively we played pretty well, though. If you look at it, the scoreboard, we really gave up 10 points defensively, the entire game.
Yeah.
And offensively, and we dropped a punt, it gives them 21, on top of that. So there's definitely some things to build on with that. I think coming out of defensive, I think we improved and took another step.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a huge positive. And, offensively, we just got to take care of the ball more. If we don't get ourselves in a hole, we can be pretty good and run the ball the way we want to. And do some things. So we just got to avoid the turnovers early in games.
Now looking forward, we got Ohio Dominican this week. Technically the last home game, but we do have Malone at Tom Benson. But this serves as our senior night. What are we looking forward to against the Panthers?
Yeah, they're a good team. Again, so back-to-back weeks where we're playing solid teams, and they're a preseason favorite, and for good reason. They're heavily senior dominated on the offense. I think all the 5 starters are seniors up front, senior quarterback, so they've played a lot of football, and then they're going to be balanced. They can run it and they can throw it. So it's going to be a good challenge for us defensively. And I think our guys are ready for that challenge, see what we can do. And defensively, they might have the best front 4 that we've seen as far as athleticism. They get off the ball, they can rush the passer and do some things like that. So we got to figure out how we can counter that and slow them down somehow and be able to get the ball off and still find ways to run the football as well. But they're an all-around team, and they're leading the conference right now, and we're excited to see what we can do against them. And I told our guys that let's see how far we've come. We played Findlay, who's kind of leading the conference too, with them undefeated in the conference play, both those teams. And Findlay seems like a long time ago, but let's see how we measure up. Against another team that's supposed to win the conference, and see how we match up and how we play against them compared to what we did 4 weeks ago against Findlay. And so. It's going to be a good test for us. We're at home and it's senior night. Our guys will be ready to play. And let's see what happens.
Now, like we said, it is senior night. Got a game under the lights, 8 p.m. start at Tom Benson Stadium. In your first year, what has this senior group showed you so far through the season?
They're good guys. That's the first thing. They're good people. They don't get in trouble. They go to class. They all got good grades. That's the first thing that sticks out. You have any issues. The one area I feel bad is I wish I could have had these guys as freshmen. And had them for 4 years and now had them as seniors instead of just getting them for 1 year. Because a lot of these guys are pretty good, and it's like, man, I wish I could have had this guy for a couple more years. He fits what we do really well. That'd be the one thing that I'll miss is having some of these guys and being able to just keep your hands on them for 4 more years and saying, man, what if we'd have had these guys? So, but they've been great. They've bought into the program. They've been good leaders. I said they're setting a good example off the field for the younger guys. And it's a chance for them to go out with a bang in their last home game and play right now. The number 1 team in the conference according to the standings, and can get a win against them and kind of get this thing going back in the right direction.
And not looking too far ahead, but how, throughout the season on these away games, this is technically, like I said, our last home game, but, through the rest of the season, we got a game up at Lake Erie and Malone, technically, or I'm going to say at home, but, it's at Tom Benson Stadium. How nice is it to have those kind of local games here in the area as opposed to, traveling quite a few hours just to get to the next game?
But from a travel standpoint, it's awesome. We've been on the road quite a bit this year, and so to have a home game and then basically got to travel, a little over an hour, for Lake Erie, and then essentially have a home game, back at, the Hall of Fame Stadium, it's going to be nice from a travel standpoint. Yeah. And so it's good. And it's good for recruiting. We get to stay around home and go watch some games again on Friday night now and see some local high school games, and then hopefully some of those guys come out and watch us play on Saturdays too, being local on the Saturday. So it's just nice. It's convenient. You can relax a little bit more on Fridays, and Saturdays a little more downtime in the morning and afternoon and that. And so it's just, from a scheduling standpoint, it's going to be really nice, just being in the area for the next 3 weeks. So like I said, the travel part's over with, no more hotels and any of that kind of stuff. So it's just nice knowing you can be home, an extra day during the week. So it'll be good in more ways than one.
All right. Well, once again, come out to Tom Benson Stadium, 8 p.m. Thank you for joining me once again, Coach, and good luck this week.
Yep, thank you.
like I said, 8 p.m. on Saturday evening, under the lights at Tom Benson Stadium. For Dan Pfeiffer, I'm Logan Smith. Go Cavaliers.
Quick and easy.